Their backline is going to do what they do. They can restrict Hawthorn for a time. Eventually the dam wall breaks if it keeps coming in, if the midfield allows it. So Natanui and Cox have to play one out of the bag.
Yeah, the Hawks, we keep saying West Coast have to kick a score to win. I mean, that sounds an obvious statement, but Hawks just know how to keep the scoreboard ticking over.
So the West Coast Eagles and Hawthorn ready for combat here, as Selwood giving Hodge a push and a shove around. I wonder if he's going to be that close all day. Natanui is up and ready to strike, and he goes crunching into the young man Loudon for his first taste of AFL. And that's what he zeroes in on. Couldn't mark it, but controlled it well enough. So Lewis, who has Selwood for company, gets it to Hill now. He can use his running attributes and drive them long. Segler, the tallest target, leaping up over the top. Bruce, we just know how clever he is. The feel he has for the footy and where the goals are and how to find them.
Sometimes, moment you say, he's actually better than really good. He's with this type of kick, you can say this is enough. This is enough to actually put him into not just that one goal, but it's just icing on the cake. He's extreme at the very top level.
Clinches. Segler. Rioli committed in his first game back. Sewell on the left, heading out wide. McKenzie this time up against Isaac Smith, who paddled for Rioli. There's danger everywhere you look on this forward line. Rioli goes back for Roughy. There's another star name. Bombs to full forward. Gunston, when he gets some handheld, he did.
He just...
At the moment.
It's a big accolade because Schofield they give the toughest jobs to.
So here he comes from 25 out. Plum in front. He doesn't miss too often. And he's put through another. And when I say he doesn't miss too often, well, Gunston's accuracy is pretty good. It's not as good as Luke Bruce, though. And that's going into today's game. Luke Bruce, 29 goals for.
Have a look at that.
Look at these. These are the accurate ones in the league. Jay Schiltz.
Even chasing out. So there's a weakness in his makeup. He's a competitor in some ways, but not so much that time.
Scrap of a kick from Isaac Smith. Job done, though. And look at Hill. Turn it on. Thrilling the crowd here. He's had a two-bounce run. And now a floating kick. Roughhead's his target. And Roughhead is the man who takes the mark. And then he hurts himself.
He's pulling up the sock, is he, or has he got it?
Well, he got kicked right on the back of the Achilles, and I'm not sure if it was the left one that he did.
Speaking of Achilles or calf injury, I saw Brian Lake a few minutes ago. He said he's good to go next week.
So two misses from Roughhead so far, but the third time, not just luck, skill, and the Hawks extend their lead.
He's going to come off.
It's for Shields to decide what to do with. And he's played on, so he was on the back foot. Now Hodge used the smarts.
Gaff's got to be smarter than that.
To get onto the left. Roughhead is looming large.
Gaff, Andrew Gaff, you're a left footer. Left footer.
And here's the shot from Roughhead, and he's put his second on the board. And the Hawks trim the margin back to 6. Birchall takes the tumbler, and he got a yard on Cripps. Escapes and kicks to the very congested middle of the ground. Roughhead to provide a target for him. With 2 goals already under the belt. Birchall kept on coming on the overflow. Lewis, high ball. Schofield's got to try and defend here. Gunston, but he got good help. And McKenzie didn't mark it. And big Loudon, he's able to kick a goal.
Here they come.
Been a long wait for him, but what a start.
They're all coming.
Well, he actually allowed his opponent then, Eric McKenzie, to get to the ball, and McKenzie coughed it up and paid the price. Good story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good moments in football, and the team has acknowledged the fact that he's a good start from their outside runners.
Natanui tries to feed it down. Cripps tries to apply the pressure, but the ball's gone in through Shields and into the breadbasket of Roughhead, who looks where Gunston's darting, and Rioli's down there as well.
With this means, I would say, having been out there before the game, the equivalent of a 45 to 50 metre kick, not the 55 to 60, which he has to contend with.
This is just a nice 7-iron.
He's got 2 already. And that is a mighty strike.
Nice read there.
And there's his third. And the goals are flowing at Aurora Stadium.
Nick Nat, you got to chase. He's not trying now. He's given everything in the first 40 minutes of this game, but that wasn't a chase from Nick Natanui.
Oh, and Brewster's able to free it up, and Roughhead's going to kick his fourth.
Now, Golder let that happen. He's lightning Natanui. He can gobble him up on that chase if he really, really wants. Is he fatigued too much that he can't at this stage? I don't think so. 11 minutes into the second quarter.
There's Lewis with the third up. Down to Loudon. Sewell. Now Suckling a chance.
Look.
Just the wrong angle for him, probably off the left. It's an early interference. Gunston's free.
Oh, we'll need another look at that. Then the ball being directed to Jack Gunston.
And he stabbed that one through as well. The Hawks are back in front.
It's a fair accolade if you're a key forward, or he's been giving it to him.
So Buddy would be a chance from there, but Roughy probably doesn't have the same left foot.
Oh, he's got to jump at
angle. Oh, and he's got it.
Yeah, he had a real run and jump at it.
What do you say about return?
Yeah, well, it's just coming true, isn't it?
So Jack Gunston.
Good afternoon to the pig. That's not Ben either.
No, coming in for his third goal, and he won't miss this. So Hawthorn all of a sudden lead by 12 points. Rip starting to crack a bit late in the half, and so are the Hawks.
Well, they come inside, not necessarily to create a fast break, but to chip the ball around and maintain possession.
Suckling ended up kicking that on instinct, and the instinct was pretty good. Oh, Roughhead on the line.
Did he?
Did he?
Couldn't be his fifth.
Yeah, he has. Oh.
Look at him. He's praying.
Well, he's got 5, and such. They've kicked the last 5 goals, the Hawks.
He just moved glass.
Well,
did it go all the way over? Well, it's eventually over, and I don't reckon anything's touched it but his left foot first, and does it go all the way over? And if it doesn't, does it come back onto his right foot?
I think his heel brought it back.
Yeah, his heel brought it back.
It's an accident.
Wing too. You can see him closest to screen there.
Oh, Lewis creative for Hill. Puts the pace on to get himself and then his teammate Gunston. They stay a step ahead. Loudon's going to kick his second. Loudon, and certainly proud after that one.
Oh, well, we know Mother's down here.
Benell. Back for McKenzie. Oh, watch out! Cyril was nearby, and look at the consequences. They are going to be severe. And Roughy had a moment of hesitation, and Isaac Smith's kicked a couple of behinds, and now he's got a goal. It all comes back to Cyril. And Roughy involved in that goal as he's been.
His strength is just being able to get up the field and then work his way back inside 50. Not only does he meet the ball in a marking situation, but he's able to turn.
It was actually McKenzie just holding Loudon off the drop of the footy. Oh, great tap.
For Loudon again. Gunston options everywhere. Suckling on his right boot. We thought it was just for balance, but it can kick a goal as well. And the margin out to 5 goals now. It's getting very, very precarious for the Eagles.
It's just near on impossible to be able to hold the Hawks and them not be able to score, but they've just had this last 5 minutes, they've been able to just tick the scoreboard over. It started with that turnover where they run into an open goal, and now that forward 30 stoppage where they've been dangerous all day.
Darling tried to see what he could conjure off the ground, and it was never going to be enough. Birchall, such a great combination out of defence, the Hawks. They've got it sorted. Hill charging along the wing. Just running through the options in his mind. He settles on Rioli. Roughhead's down at full forward as he wants to go to a one-on-one. He doesn't yet. Burgoyne can still kick to that one-on-one if he chooses.
Just like he hasn't had much to do today.
Not demanding it now. He comes up at the footy, and he's got it.
Done him on the lead. It was the contact at the initial step. I mentioned him before in half a metre. Watch this. Put a little push coming up here. Bang, there with the right arm. Just moves him a half a metre and he can't close it down over about 10 steps.
And the kick's flooded, Derm. So it gives you a chance when you get the break, you can convert it.
5 goals, 2.
That'll come back.
His career best is 8. He could be on the way.
And it's not just the body positioning, but it's also the kick. And we opponent, and you spoke about it, Derm, but it's the kick too. You can own that space, but if you identify that that's where I need to be able to move, you can move late. Because the best kicks, they're the ones where it is kicked and then I move to it. And this is what Roughhead's setting up, his ability to be able to hold his player out and then he moves to the ball late.
An angle to make it look to him like it was going through.
Has the same amount of influence as it does off the tee playing golf, I think, Derm. Suckling kicks to about 35, a mid-range effort. Burgoyne smart, Rioli perhaps even smarter. A little bit of a dance from Cyril. Now they're turning it on, the Hawks. It's great just to have tickets to the show.
Showbiz footy, Vossi, and he taps it where he knows it can be retrieved.
Has to be the best sidestep in the game. Nope. Trying to catch him. Just smart.
They've just gone down the line and...
a good tackle to stop Shields in his tracks. Hearn gets shoved out of it. It's just inevitable. It's going to be another Hawthorn goal. And it is.
Well, at 19 points at half-time, we're now at 48 points. If you know what the opposition are going to do, you're halfway there. You can set up against. Great tackle. Was it Mitch Brown who took him down? It was a super tackle. But look at the amount of Hawthorn players coming through. Three of them get to it. They're queued up for that because they joins on if they can find it.
Donnell, high ball back to the square. Cripps. And it got back through to Lewis and then to Shields. And now Loudon and now Burgoyne and Hodge.
Roughhead holds. Roughhead doesn't come at them.
And he wants it deep so he can come up and maybe kick his 7th goal.
Well, I look forward to the ball when Hodge got it just inside the back of the square. And it created so much uncertainty in Darren Glass's mind. And in the end, he got him about 3 seconds later on the lead.
So Roughhead just caresses the footy, drifts a little bit, but that's 7 big ones for Jared Roughhead. Now, we saw Cyril with a
person, and that's allowed it to go past 0 degrees.
Lewis with the up and under, all the way to full forward.
He's got a shot at a third, the lad. That's purely height that has worried Darren Glass.
Walk away with a good day of debutantes, but he hasn't looked, it's above him. He's coped with the standard quite well.
For his 3rd goal on debut, it wobbles its way through. What a dream start for the young man. The contest is the adjudication. And Spanger.
He's had a solid game, Matty Spanger.
Yeah.
22 possessions. Grabbed it a few times in the air. It's been pretty good, pretty solid.
Cheney on the last line, down to the last minute.
Stopped to a walk, hasn't it?
It has. The kick goes back to the wing. And Loudon, he's still going all right. And we might get one more Hawthorn positive attacking move. Can we get the 8th goal for Roughhead? Can we? For number 8, Jared Roughhead. All eyes are on you, and he's kicked the goal. A grand way to finish for Jared Roughhead.
He's had 6 tackles, 13 contested possessions. He's had 24 disposals. He kicked 8 goals too, so he's had an absolute day out. He's been...
kicked him from close in too, hasn't he? Which means he's, on many occasions, he's done his direct opponent with body usage and forced them into an error where they've gone to ground.
And he's at centre-half forward, Roughhead. The sun's in the eyes of Lewis. Siren's going to sound, and the Hawks have shown us that they are going to be A very strong team all the way through. The Eagles disappointing again, but the Hawks getting home by 44 points. Jared Roughy kicking 8 goals. There's plenty of stars and there's plenty of shine left in this Hawthorn team.
The addition of new faces in there as well. Anthony, Angus Litherland, Taylor Garea there on screen. Luke Loudon first game as well. Ray, the 29th game today. Luke Bruce, proven goal kicker, got amongst them again today. And the Eagles, McGovern on screen there against his opponent, Litherland. 192 centimetres, Litherland, and McGovern 195, 196. Good size, isn't he? He's a real prospect going into the future. Schoenmaker's played deep and in defence today and was pretty good. Jared Roughead was a star, and we've got our own star out there, Cam Mooney, who's settled up next to him.
Thanks to him and Ruff. Look, probably the last month hasn't been a great result for you guys. A couple of losses, probably a poorer game against GWS, but with the injuries that have been out, there's a much better performance for you guys.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, coming up against Simo, he knew a fair bit about us, and we had to be on our game today. And the rucks really stood up today, especially for Loudon and Segler to do what they did against Coxie and Nick Nutt's. Pretty good effort for a first gamer.
We'll talk about those two guys. I mean, there was 6 games between them today. They really got thrown into the deep end, didn't they, against two of the, the premier ruckmen in the comp.
Yeah, that's right. But still, I mean, we had full faith in them. You don't do a 6-year apprenticeship and then get a first game for no reason. So. Great effort by the big fella and also Segs, who's probably an AFL player now.
And what about yourself? We spoke before the game and you were talking about you felt a little bit rusty last week. Well, I think the rust just went out, mate.
Well, we just said, those first 2 set shots that I had, they were no good, and I thought, I'm in for a bad day, but it's ended up all right, hasn't it? So.
Oh, mate, it was fantastic. Great win, great result by you, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Cameron Mooney there with Jared Roughead. What a day out he had. A big return for him. 8 goals, 2 from 24 possessions. And as I say, a big return for him. Cam Mooney's got a first gamer with him. Luke Loudon, 200. Moons, you're a big man. This kid's bigger.
He is. He's shrinking me down, Dermot. And Lukey, it's been since 2008 you've been on the list. And how does it feel, mate, to finally get your first game on your way?
It feels unbelievable. Today was probably the best experience of my life, and I'm so thankful to the Hawthorn Footy Club for keeping me for so long. And the first game, great bunch of blokes. They got around me before, and they're still getting around me now. So I'm a bit lost for words, so I'm pretty pumped.
Well, mate, you must be thinking it must be a pretty easy caper this AFL. I've kicked 3 goals and I've played against 2 of the best ruckmen in the comp.
Nick Nutt sat on my head a few times and I started cramping in the second quarter, so a bit different to the VFL. But I've been plying my trade in the VFL, which is a really good competition as well. So I've done a lot of hard yards there, and to get a bit of reward today makes it all a bit worth it. So I'm really happy.
Mate, you've definitely got a lot of reward, and I'll let you go and enjoy with the boys. Well done, mate.
Thanks, Cameron. Really appreciate it, mate.
Win since April 5, round 3, and that win was against GWS. That's what will disappoint. They can't get away with it here in Melbourne now, the West Coast Eagles. I know they'll get hit at home from the press at home where they're at and how they're performing, but also down here we can't lose sight of the fact that they haven't performed for quite some time now.
Hawthorn's depth was tested. They had 9 players from their premiership side out, and obviously no dramas as far as depth is concerned.
No, they did well, especially their second half. That was the last 10 minutes of the second quarter. They got their game going then. They got control of the game. And what I like to see here, Sandy, is they're all armed with the Gatorade, getting ready just to give Luke Loudon one of the best Gatorade showers of all time as they
he's a
go
big man.
to sing the song.
He's had the haircut, or he's had half of it anyway, and he's going to absolutely cop it. But a great team effort by the Hawks. 44 points is the eventual margin. We'll stay with them for the song, and then of course we're heading over to Adelaide for the big clash there between Port Adelaide and St Kilda. Big test for the Saints, but the Hawks boys will be pretty happy, and we're going to join them there right now. Get in the middle, Lukey, because you're about to cop it. great to see that, and they're all so pleased for him to finally get a crack at the highest level. And he didn't let them down. 3 goals.